Welcome to Cranston Stadium for boys high school soccer action. Cranston East Thunderbolts taking on the Pilgrim Patriots in a 6 o'clock start time. Charlie Adams on play-by-play with Evan Morell on analyst duties for tonight. And Evan, what does Cranston East have to do to get a win here?
How should I say this? Last game we've seen the Thunderbolts play, they just did not have possession of the ball on the offensive side. They were playing a very defensive game. Not saying it was bad, because they only allowed one goal, as you remember, Chaz. But at the end of the day, if you can't get any goals, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, it was a rough one against East Greenwich, I believe. A long game for the Thunderbolts. And Thunderbolts started the game off here with the kickoff. And already a chance for the Thunderbolts, but it'll roll to the goalie in net for the Patriots. That is Declan Bragg. Bragg was in goal against Cranston West a week ago today for Cranston West versus Pilgrim, where Cranston West ended up winning 3-0. Vongacon had it for a second for the Thunderbolts, now taken back by Pilgrim. And Cranston East boys soccer 3-7 on the season with 2 draws. And they're heading into this contest against a Pilgrim team that holds a record not too far off from them. Pilgrim sitting 5-5 on the season. So 2 teams that aren't exactly lighting the world on fire by any means of the phrase. Bringing it up the pitch is Patrick Rowe for Pilgrim, and it goes out of bounds for an East throw-in. Headed out of bounds. East back on the sideline for another throw-in, and back again. Throwing it in for the past 3 times for the Thunderbolts. Number 12. As they continue to move it up the field, now Brandon Natareno to throw it in as they approach the approaching the box of Pilgrim. Again, kicked out of bounds.
How are you liking this matchup for today, Chaz?
I think there's a fair chance that Cranston East can get across. They've been competitive in most of their games, and Their opponent last game out, losing 4-0 to North Smithfield on last Thursday, as there's an injured man at midfield as the ball rolls out, and a stoppage for an official timeout. We'll take a timeout while he recovers from whatever ailment.
Question, but would you like a chip, Chaz?
We're back as Cranston East's player back on his feet, seems to be all right and will continue to contest. Free kick for Pilgrim, kicked into the midfield. Pilgrim with possession, fighting long now, passing over the top. Ball up to Hayden Reese. That Cranston West Pilgrim game last week is available on demand on the Fans Only Sports Network YouTube page. If you just head on over to the live tab, you should be able to scroll down or check the playlist tab for all Cranston West games. Fighting along in the corner, goes out of bounds. Pilgrim throwing. In goal for Cranston East, Christian Gomez has been back there for the majority of every contest this season. Evan, what have you seen out of Christian Gomez? Last game last game at home had a lot of sprawling saves, diving everywhere. Looks pretty good, even though team wasn't able to back him up on offense.
And he looked phenomenal in the net. Other than that one header that I believe East Greenwich is who they faced.
Yep.
Other than their header that perfectly went into the top corner, I mean, the guy was playing phenomenal for Cranston East, and hopefully will continue to do so in this game.
Yep, Gomez looked great as Cranston East on the outside of the box. Now shot up and over the net, out of play. Goal kick for Pilgrim. Just a little too much juice, a little too much gusto on that shot. Evan, have you ever gone on a field trip in your high school career as a student?
I don't recall any, actually, Chaz. I believe you went on one today, though.
What was the last field trip you went on? The almighty field trip to Six Flags?
Oh, yeah, it was Six Flags.
Ball centered and taken away by Pilgrim. How hot was it that day, Evan?
Oh, it was pretty hot. I had to pay $70 for that field trip, man, but it was worth it.
Jeez.
A whole lot of bread.
You brought enough water, I'm sure, for that trip, Evan, huh?
Yeah, I was sweating. I remember that day super fondly.
All right. Ball being brought up the field now. Cranston East threatening to score and kicked out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for Cranston East. Cranston East Field Hockey News, or Cranston Field Hockey News, the co-op Thunderbirds winning 2-0 in their game today. Always good when Cranston East can get in the win column. Sophia Nardelli assisted by Sarah Regine, and Chloe Landy assisted by Sophia Nardelli in the 2 goals that they were able to put out in their shutout victory.
How are we feeling about girls volleyball today, Chaz? As that game is going to start sooner than later.
I mean, there's a reason that I choose not to go to those games when I can.
Dang. Yeah, I'll keep it frank.
Keep it a
too.
buck.
Keep it a buck. Keep it 100.
What are you gonna keep it a buck about? What What's your take?
What your take is, Chaz? Is the
All
reason
right.
I also don't go to those games. I will be there for senior night next week, though. Show
Yeah,
my
I don't,
support.
I don't even know if they're gonna catch me going to that. I mean, come on.
That's kind of disrespectful, Chaz.
Hey, I was all I was there last season a lot. They were even that playoff game traveled to Classical.
Yeah.
That was an exciting game there, but
Now it's not
this
so
season,
exciting for the
not much to
Cranston
cheer about.
Lady Bolts.
Can just leave it there.
You're right.
If you want
Absolutely
to
correct.
update on all Cranston East results, among other topics being talked about, listen to Thunderbolt Sports Talk, new podcast produced by Thunderbolt Sports Media President and Vice President, myself and Tim Yeen, on podcast available anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Last episode we put out is a pretty good one, if I do say so myself. Ball up to midfield, Gabe Leone fighting for it, and still grappling as it's kicked away out of bounds by Pilgrim, throw-in as Vognkong gets it up the pitch, all the way up to Aaron Morales.
Talking about your podcast, Chaz, when are you going to have me on there?
Well, Evan, I mean, you got to be a little bit, into the sports world. There's some weeks coming up where there's not much to talk about Cranston East related that would open up opportunities for guests in between the Thanksgiving game and the end of most seasons, as well as in between after the Thanksgiving game and the start of basketball season. There's a good amount of weeks in there where it gets a little dry for Cranston East sports and RIL sports as a whole. So if we are able to have content to run a podcast without those, we might be able to fit in some other guests that normally wouldn't make sense to have on during a sports season.
I understand that, Chaz, but you could also have me on during the spring season.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I know you are on the fence of even suiting up this season. It seems like you're going to have a lot of help from your friends. I know another TSM member, Angel Santana, is looking to join the team.
I don't know if he's really athletic enough to even play a sport, but we'll see.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if we're looking at body frame, the dude is he's probably the same height as Nicki Minaj, dude.
But if we're looking at last year's roster, one of your best players was about his height too.
Yeah, but he can run. I don't know if Angel Santana can.
I don't know. I mean, Nello, Lucetti, Rick, track team, I believe.
Yeah.
After graduating last season.
Seen him at East a couple times.
Yeah, he was on the sideline for an entire football game. It was almost like he was still on the team.
I remember.
Football coming up this Friday on the Fans Only Sports Network.
Having me and Chaz on commentary.
Yep, Evan will be back in the booth for that one, where Tim Yeen is busy doing public address, I believe.
Yeah.
Mr. Simone is going to be busy at his own son's senior night soccer game over in Narragansett, the Mariners.
How are we feeling about that day, though, this Friday?
Shea, they're pretty not that good, but
East has
also been able to make some pretty not that good teams look really good this season, so we'll see what goes on then. It's a big game for, of course, all the seniors, as the shot is saved by Bragg and net. It's a big day for all the seniors. We have, as seniors ourselves, it kind of is a little more exciting senior night, knowing most of the seniors on the team, unlike years prior. So maybe they'll want to show up in big numbers and put up some big performances for their final home game preceding
the Thanksgiving,
which is probably, I don't know if it's considered home or away this season, but it will be played here.
I mean, this is always held in Cranston, so is it really a home or away game at that point?
I mean, when it's Cranston East versus West, the fan bases kind of make it a away game no matter what. There's a lot of Red Storm that show up no matter what's going on. Thunderstorm is kind of being
Dying
built.
down, I would say.
Yeah, I mean they're built up to compete with them. They're the only ones that actually make sense as a name, but or at least as a real word. Midfield for Alex Rodriguez, not the steroid user, as the ball taken away by Easton.
I don't think we should mention that
What?
on the network.
Are you a fan of Alex Rodriguez? You're a Yankees fan, Evan?
I mean, I'm not really big into baseball, but I don't know if we could just mention steroids on the on the network.
Nothing wrong with it. He did it and got suspended.
Talking about steroids, actually, did you see the rules about related to that in the UFC about how they won't be checking for that anymore?
Oh, well, you sound uninformed, Evan, because they are, and they're going to continue, and then they're just going to switch to a different company after. But the company they're switching to is used by everyone else as Vongakon dribbling up the right sideline and stopping in the corner, looking for a cross before being the ball pushed out of bounds for a throw-in.
I mean, what are you going to do if John Jones just automatically has, I don't know, just switches from the body he has now to pretty much looking like
I mean, they're still testing until they're going to still be testing, and nothing's really changing until January 1st, where they'll continue the same testing that every sports league uses pretty much.
That
MLB, NFL, all of these leagues use the new provider of test collections for steroids and any illegal drug use in the UFC. So, not much of a big deal. USADA doesn't seem to be too happy about losing the UFC, seeing as they made up the majority of their revenue. Natareno at midfield coming in to help Vongakon. Now Cranston East able to move it up the field down the right sideline again as Vongakon sends it into the corner. What have you seen out of Darius Vongakon in his years as a Thunderbolt that you appreciate as a Thunderbolt fan?
As a longtime friend of mine, meeting him at Duke Temple at such a young age, I believe in second grade, the guy has been just absolutely phenomenal playing every sport, and especially in soccer, as he's the captain, one of the captains of the Thunderbolts. And he always gives it his all each time I see him on the field.
So what was he like in recess? Were you getting carried by him in kickball or any sport you guys played at recess over at Duke Temple?
When we played tag, I could never tag the dude. He had jukes like no another, almost like CMC. Nah, not like CMC, like Bijan.
Oh, Bijan Robinson, huh? They love that top-down camera view. No score yet, with 15 minutes elapsed in the first period, or half, apologies. I want you to read it.
I don't know why you don't want any chips, Jazz.
I'm a working man, man. Can't be
I know
offering
you are a
chips during the
working man.
broadcast. What are we doing here?
People get hungry. I'm just considering. I mean, how are we feeling about esports in general? Because compared to last year, man, I don't know. Stuff just hasn't been the same.
Yeah, well, the lead pass too far for Vongakon to run down. Goal kick for Pilgrim.
Not many saves by either side yet, as I have Christian Gomez for 2.
Not much offense in general.
A lot of missed chances, I would say.
Just takeaways back and forth. Not able to really get deep into enemy territory and getting a clean shot on goal. What did you see last year in Cranston East Sports that is missing this year?
I don't know. I mean, girls volleyball was somewhat watchable last year. I mean, they made playoffs, I remember.
They made playoffs with 3 wins. I mean, I don't even understand how that's possible.
Hey man, you make playoffs, you make playoffs. 30 wins is better than none. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And I remember the boys volleyball team beating NK, one of the most
Oh,
unstoppable programs.
well, that's the spring season, but
Hey, I'm
point
just
taken.
talking about esports in general from last year.
Oh, well, we still got plenty of time to go for it to raise our low X or just low morale as East fans.
I mean,
Unless if we were able to get the thunderstorm behind girls tennis, it might be a different story.
hey, they're killing it right now. They're absolutely going crazy.
They seemingly are unstoppable, except against their like one or two losses, and most coming to a private school. Zvongakong subbing off, coming into the game for Cranston East, Maxwell Caterambone. Whistle with the ball going out of bounds, and goal kick coming up for Pilgrim.
Punching it on the other side of the field.
We're going to roll out for Cranston East. Throw in. Morales gets it to Leone, who takes a little stumble off of the reception, unable to field it cleanly. Kicked out now, closer towards midfield.
Unrelated topic, Chaz, but have you seen Harry Crane has finally won his first piece of silverware recently?
Silverware.
I'm talking about trophies, dude.
Oh, well. Do people
Finally?
call trophies silverware?
Yeah.
Who?
You never knew that term, Chaz?
I've never heard it used to refer to a trophy. Look, that's a number
I
21
mean,
for Pilgrim is pretty large and commanding inside of the box for for
Christian
the
Gomez with the
Patriots.
save right there. And punching it.
One of the biggest men on the field by a good amount. Headed across. Cranston East looking to get it open. The pass intercepted by Pilgrim. Heads to midfield. Thunderbolts there to keep possession. Natareno with the lead pass down the left sideline for Cranston East. Takes a touch and passes along back to the middle. Back to Natareno. Now Morales with it at midfield. Now towards the right wing as a whistle and stoppage. Cranston East will be back in action on the Fans Only Sports Network this Thursday, where the co-op field hockey team looks to follow up their 2-0 win when they take on Classical here on the Fans Only Sports Network at 6:30 p.m. Following night, we'll have Cranston East football, as previously stated. That'll go live for a 7 o'clock start time. Me and Evan will be right back here in the booth, ready to bring you all the action that senior night has to offer.
I'm hoping it has a lot to offer that day, as the teams look well matched up.
Yeah.
Finally, a good matchup for Cranston East, especially for a senior night. As in past senior nights, I really don't remember lots of wins.
What's the Cranston East football game that you remember the most, Evan?
I mean, if anything, I don't remember anything. Like, what have you remembered?
Well, they have had 2 wins as we were students here, both not counting to league records, but 2 wins nonetheless in consolation games after the Thanksgiving game, I believe, or actually not after, but the week before consolation game when playoff games were going on against East Greenwich last year. And I think we put up like 44 points, and I'm not sure how that happened, but
I do remember that. I also remember, again, previously mentioned Nel Lucetti getting a lot of return touchdowns at the beginning of games.
That was big for him. And if you're wondering why nothing's going on action-wise on the field, have an injury timeout on the sideline closest to the stands, and they're working on Fabricio Mariscal, who's been down for a little bit now. We're going to take a quick break while things get cleared up over here, and we'll see you back here soon with an update, if any. Welcome back. Injury being taken care of as Mariscal helped to the sideline. Not completely carried, but just helped over to the sideline, now near the bleachers where he can be properly taken care of and game can return to action. No score yet. Over halfway done with our first half of action on the Fans Only Sports Network. We're just about, or at least seem just about ready to resume action. The wrong button twice, but we got there. Scoreboard back up. 0-0 after 20 and 57 seconds of game action.
Free kick by Pilgrim now. One of the players having a duck.
Bragg sends it straight to Nadareno. Nadareno has been a key part of Cranston East offense. His ability to score from distance has shown to be a major factor and showed up in the City Cup, scoring from about 35 yards out with a
not even a
shot.
Striker. Plays midfield most of the time too. Almost like Jude Bellingham.
Teams he play for?
Real Madrid.
Ah,
The guy that I don't know has been compared to Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of stats
I'm
in his
more of
first
a-
year of Real Madrid.
I'm
The
more
guy
of
had
a-
7 goals in 6 games. He's not even a striker.
I'm more of a Brennan Johnson guy.
I like that pick.
What teams he play for, Evan?
Exactly. I don't know who he is.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Seems
more like a Pulisic, Rafael Leao type of guy, though.
ball a little too long, maybe shot. Unable to get it straight and on goal, but able to put some power behind it almost.
Good chance for Cranston East right there.
Might have taken, if that had a little extra on it, just got there. Extra little change in that pass and reception could seed the first goal of the contest. Go to Cranston East's way. Mr. Barberi, the school principal, in attendance, along with one of the vice principals, Ms. Tejada.
Over here on cam.
Now, Evan, what kind of differences have you seen with Mr. Barberi as principal versus Mr. Kelly in years prior?
I mean, I never remembered a principal that actually comes to class and just says good morning to us. As Mr. Kelly really didn't do that, but hey, I didn't say he's a bad principal though. It's just
So,
Barberi's making.
What would Mr. Barberi say on a Friday when he enters your classroom? What does he usually say?
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday.
Hmm.
Every class.
Hmm.
And hey, you gotta dedicate that guy. Got some school spirit.
Not as emotionally invested in your impression as Ethan Narr, Cranston East graduate, was. A little disappointing. Was hoping for some better out of you.
My apologies, Chaz.
Happy Friday. I appreciate it. I mean, Miss Sullivan basically locks him out every period, so
Yeah.
we don't really
Shout
see
out
much
Miss
of it.
Sullivan.
And then I'm in an independent study the other days in the library. He sometimes comes in. Definitely not on Fridays, though, when we're recording Thunderbolt Sports Talk, available wherever you get your podcast.
A TST production.
GSM production.
TST. Thunderbolt Sports Talk.
That's the thing that people do that I don't get. They put the S in Thunderbolts. It's Thunderbolt Sports Media, and all they just add an S. Even like members of it. It just
See, that's
irks
what I
me,
don't
you know?
I don't understand that. I mean, what do you think the S stands for? Just the letter S?
Well, they still put the sports in there. They just put a S after the
That doesn't make
Thunderbolt, and
sense.
it's Thunderbolt Sports Talk or Thunderbolt Sports Media. Long ways away from the previous name of BBC Sports,
Hey,
Bolts
we don't talk about
Broadcasting
that.
Corporation.
We do not talk about that
I mean,
acronym.
the BBC is still in deep rooted in Cranston East. Every morning announcement is brought to you by the Bolts Broadcasting Corp.
Yeah, or the Bolts Broadcasting Center,
Oh,
as
well,
others would say.
as who?
As others would say.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Corp.
We'll
I don't
see.
think it's Center. So I don't know
We
who
can
these
bet 5 cents
who are these
on that.
who are
Chaz.
these other people that are saying
I don't
this?
know. I just don't know what the C stands for, so I said center.
Yeah.
Corner kick.
Old mistake, but saved off the hands of Bragg.
Great defense by Pilgrim over there.
Looked like Pilgrim had a chance to clear it out before they were able to. Took a touch and seemingly helped Cranston East get another opportunity. Bragg able to get the hands up and save it. And it rolls all the way back for Gomez to scoop up in goal. Evan, how are you doing on this common task for Mr. Danforth? I know you really didn't start it in class since you were asleep.
It wasn't that.
And
It
a
was
push
just I had other
and a
things to
whistle.
do. I have other
Swapping
assignments
possession.
at the moment. I mean, I'm going to finish it tonight as I was starting it throughout the day. But as a student that takes 4 AP classes, the toll really adds up. Goal by Pilgrim.
Pilgrim getting to the back of the net as they get on the board first, breaking our scoreless tie. Pilgrim striking first. Number 18 for the Pilgrim Patriots, Josiah Zuniga, finding the back of the net.
Junior. The score is now 1-0 with 13 left in the first half. Thunderbolts need a chance to equalize this game.
Injury update. Ambulance is showing up for the injured Thunderbolt, so hope for a speedy recovery.
Hoping it's not like a Mike Williams type of situation.
Yeah. That seems like one of the worst possible cases.
Or a Nick Chubb, but Nick Chubb was different. We don't talk about Nick Chubb.
And scary scene for Cranston East, but how does it affect their players as Bragg saves the free kick attempt?
How does it affect? What affects their players? The injury?
Yeah, I mean, that's your own guy, and it can be rattling to see an injury like that happen.
I mean, you're pretty much seeing your boy getting carted out in an ambulance. That's pretty traumatizing in my eyes. I've seen one of my captains get carted off, but sometimes you just have to push through it.
Which captain? Daquan?
No, this wasn't Daquan. This was sophomore year. I believe his name was Mickey.
Oh, so you don't even know.
I hope he's doing good.
Seems like you didn't even follow him on Instagram or anything. Jeez, dude.
Well, I really don't remember him. It was during COVID.
Huh. Ball being passed around at midfield.
Pilgrim showing much possession of the ball.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to tie this game up as the Thunderbolts still trail when you don't have possession for any significant amount of time on offense. As off the field, Mari Skull, and in the shot at the camera, I mean, you can see it right there.
Waiting for the goal kick now. Hoping, as you said, hoping he's well and hoping he has a speedy recovery.
Went down before being helped off the field. Maybe a cross coming up as Cranston East gets it into the box and now cleared out by Pilgrim. Pilgrim bringing it up the sideline. Now being stopped by the Thunderbolts, headed the other way, up the field. Now
Nice back kick. Going too far and out of bounds. I believe that kick was by Samaranth Rivera, number 3.
I think they might have changed numbers, and number 3 is Halanka now, Cesar.
Oh, I did not see that. Thanks for the correction, Chaz.
It's kind of hard to keep track of these numbers changing when they're not updated on RIIL or any of those other platforms like Max Preps. Cranston East trailing by 1 after the goal by Pilgrim is Josiah Zuniga. And a corner kick coming up for the Thunderbolts. Reminder, you're watching Rhode Island High School boys soccer on the Fans Only Sports Network. Charlie Adams on play-by-play. Evan Morrell on analyst, statistician, and cameraman.
Corner kick going out of bounds.
A little too much on it. And
You guys have a charger? Phone charger?
yeah, I think. I don't know. I might have not packed it.
It's okay. If you find one, let me know.
Another corner kick for Cranston East. And down the middle. Ends at the back of the net.
Own goal by Pilgrim, tying the game 1-1. Absolute mistake.
Great equalizer for Cranston East as in the first half as there's 8 minutes left.
Even Cranston East players were shocked to see that go in, seeing as none of them even touched it,
That's unbelievable.
making their job a little easier. So game even now, 1-1. And Evan, we have most of our classes together in school, so you would know that my phone was broken and that just
now
today
are
I got
you
the brand new phone.
Are you up now, Charlie Adams?
Certainly, we
got
are
the-
up right now.
You got that 0.5, as some of
The
them
point-
people would say.
Oh,
You can take the little funny flicks now on Snapchat as well. You
Yeah.
must be up.
and I can use Memoji, which was one of the biggest features I was excited about when it was announced, and then just
Yep.
absolutely distraught knowing that it wasn't available on my phone.
Now, again, we are up.
And my accessories came in the same day I got to use it for the first full day I had it. And got a new case and screen protector. Came bundled for $12.
Nice.
But also, I got this little guy,
Is that a portable charger, Chaz?
an Anchor portable charger, but it's a portable charger that's compatible with MagSafe, Evan. And take a look at this, Evan.
Oh,
You just plop it right on the back,
and it is a
completely
magnet?
lightweight, and just charges your phone right up. Really fast, too. I don't know. It's got to have the MagSafe fast charging capability, because it is just flying. Out of bounds, throw in for the Thunderbolts. Game even, one apiece after the own goal by Pilgrim.
I mean, that might have to be a cop for me, Chaz. I mean, if it sticks on the back of the phone, why shouldn't I use it?
It's on sale right now. I got it 42% off yesterday. Making the most advantage out of what I got in some extra Amazon gift cards that I found hiding in my email. Didn't know people really emailed me gift cards, but
That's nice to know,
good,
Chaz.
good to know I wasn't forgotten on my birthday,
Hey,
even though it's being discovered just now. Still appreciated.
I would like to acknowledge the amount of fans that are in the bleachers this time around.
I mean, there's been a big turnout for Pilgrim as well. Of course, Pilgrim just down the road, really, playing their games and their academic school day just down Warwick Ave, I believe, until you get to the aptly named Pilgrim Road, I believe. Something like it. It's pretty hard to miss, where their parking lot, a good testing ground for my driving abilities in my driving tests.
Talking about driving, when is Chaz the car going to become in full effect?
It should be, I'm hoping for by Thanksgiving. If not then, I guess by Christmas, hopefully by the end of 2023. Definitely. I mean, the process is going through it. The only issue is what's wrong with the car that my dad is getting, and if that car needs a large amount of work or it's just getting it up and running again after not being used for a year. Breakaway for Pilgrim, a little to the left of a
Possible cross here?
takeaway though. Cranston East in their own end able to get the ball and now trying to clear it out as Natareno passing up. But Pilgrim able to take it back, passing around up to Rodriguez. Off the mark.
Lots of power in that shot, though.
Yeah, maybe he is the A-Rod that we know.
All right, Jazz.
I mean, if you're going anywhere for charging products for anything, I recommend Anchor. I go to them every time over Apple. They're cheaper and they really last forever. My portable charger that is just normal, that one just lasts like a whole day at least. I can use it for school and just keep it going for half the week, charge it once, back up to full overnight. So a lot of value, especially when my old phone was dying as fast as it was. Halanka dribbling everywhere around midfield, literally dribbling in circles as it's taken away back by the Patriots. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first half. Takeaway, Gabe Leone at midfield, passing all the way up before a nice takeaway again. Teams going back and forth. Evenly contested thus far. As it going to roll out and be a throw-in for Pilgrim. We'll pause the clock up on our broadcast feed. Last 2 minutes, as always, in these high school boys soccer matches and girls soccer matches, kept on the field. So we'll keep an ear out for the referee's whistle. With Pilgrim now leading it up the sideline, now crossing it in. Back, but a little too hard, tripped up and
In the corner.
kept in bounds somehow. So the chance still on. It's finally Leone clearing it to midfield. Cranston East looking to take over again. Morales up the sideline, cuts back and goes down the middle. And the shot from 30 yards out fell on in net. Declan Bragg able to cover it with ease.
Punting it.
Braden Shaw defending. Now Cranston East able to regain possession as time winds down in the first half, looking to take the lead as the shot by Morales twisting into the possession of Pilgrim. And a through ball now up the sideline, kept in bounds, and now crossed towards the net. Gomez able to run out and grab it. Evans save tallies that are as generous as they come for any scorekeeper.
9
Adds a
saves so
tick.
far I have for Christian.
Yeah, 9 steals, and I don't know
9
if you could really
steals.
count that one, or 9 saves. I don't know if you could
Yeah,
count that one.
I don't know if
really.
this is a basketball, but I think you got it, Chaz.
That one definitely was not even on net, so
Hey, man.
you're a generous save giver over here. But
Hey, if he can grab it out of midair and jump for it, I mean, hey, I'm accounting for him.
interesting.
Because you never know. It could go
Ooh.
off the post.
Shoddy
And-
camera work there, pal.
Yeah, my bad.
Maybe you should lock in. Actually, we'll keep it for the second half. End of the first half. Cranston East tied with the Patriots 1-1. Hotly contested half where the Pilgrim Patriots were able to get into the back of the net first, with Josiah Zuniga able to score before Pilgrim gives up an own goal on a corner kick, tying this game at 1-1. Stick with us after halftime. You're watching Rhode Island High School boys soccer on the Fans Only Sports Network. Welcome back. Second half just about ready to get underway. Just keep it. I'm at 91. Cranston East tied with Pilgrim 1 apiece after the first half of play. Bolts with the last score of the half on an own goal by Pilgrim off of a corner kick. Hey, Evan, let's run the camera, pal.
I'm trying to put on the charger. Can you put on the charger?
I mean, it's called a magnet for a reason. Why don't you just flip it around to the right side there, pal? All right, your phone's bricked. This thing stinks. Hmm. Yeah. Again. Anchor's MagSafe compatible portable charger, wireless charger.
Are you sponsored now, Chaz?
Nah, but I just appreciate what they do.
For you?
Yeah. Put it on the back of any phone you have that supports MagSafe, and it'll charge it away. Not sure about the lifespan on the charge yet. Haven't charged it, so we'll see. But expecting big things.
You expected big things like LeBron at the first pick?
Interesting choice of analogy, Evan.
Hey,
Second
man.
half, starting off. Evan, what did you see in the first half from Cranston East that needs to change if they want to get back in it? They really didn't. They are on the board, but not really because of anything they did. What do you want Cranston East to improve on in the second half?
In the second half, I mean, just mainly containing control of the ball, just getting off some good passes, like Pilgrim was towards the 13th. While there was 13 minutes left in the first half, they were just trying to control the ball. If East does more of that, I feel like they have a definite chance of winning.
And Evan, there's a big thing going around Cranston East that somehow has just been discovered. At least I believe so. I haven't seen it until recently. Is throwing up the bolt. You know how to, and what's your opinion on this new hand sign between Cranston East? As that close shot, unable to put a shot on net as it went in close past Pilgrim.
Hey, I'm liking it. Hey, it's something to show school spirit, but yeah.
You know how to do it?
Yeah, it's just like this.
Yeah, that thing is so tough. Oh my
It's
goodness.
very tough. I'm just hoping we can just throw it up when we can win some games.
Yep. Girls soccer won 5-4 over Classical, and that was really the first time I've seen it at a large stage. I've seen people do it, but seeing it in a picture is much easier than in live game action when someone does it. You know, Peter's in my gym class. I did not even know until like yesterday. This dude's in my gym class. I had no
Who's in
clue.
your gym class?
Peter.
Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the soccer players for East. Cool guy.
Part-time Tonka member.
Part-time, I'd say like occasional.
I don't even know.
only once
He
the
doesn't even do
holidays.
anything to get kicked. He just gets kicked.
He's just Peter. It's just Peter, bro.
Yeah. Sprawling after the header out of bounds. I believe corner kick signaled for Cranston East. Looked to have rolled out on that side.
Could there possibly be another chance for a corner kick? Maybe another own goal?
Maybe. Anything is possible whenever it's a great day to be a Bolt. Corner kick wide of the net, rolling up and out of bounds. Too much power on it. It's a great day to be a Bolt on days that end in Y. At least that's what Mr. Barberi preaches.
I mean, doesn't every day end in a Y, though?
I mean, that's the point.
Come on.
Score update as Gomez comes out of the net to pick it up now. Cranston East girls tennis, mentioned them earlier, having a great season, continuing to have a great season with a sweep 7-0 over Tollgate.
One of the tennis members, Genesis, was speaking to me today on how Tollgate was really good. I did not expect East to sweep though.
Nope, Genesis in her not sure if it's singles or doubles. I guess it's doubles with Nadia. Won 6-2. It looks like.
Wow. Hey, impressive by the girls' tennis team.
Any interest in tennis in the spring, Evan?
No, I mean,
Oh,
are you
wow.
talking about me as a player
Yeah.
in tennis?
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see.
seems like the teams are able to get the job done more than most of the Cranston East teams.
I've never really tried out
Good
tennis.
takeaway by Morales. Leon passing between Hulunka and Morales. Morales fighting for it as it goes out of bounds. Evan, on Voodoo right now, you can get Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse for $10. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
That is a pretty good deal. I mean, I've already watched the movie though. Talking
Yeah,
about that
don't matter.
though, how are we feeling about the next movie, Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Well, I mean, we gotta wait a while for it to come out with the actor strike and writer strike delaying things. So probably gonna be around 2025.
I mean, didn't it just end though? The strike?
Yeah, but still, that was a lot of time missed.
You are correct, Chaz. I feel like it will
for
be.
Cranston East,
It'll
threatening to score. Again, Declan Bragg in net for the Patriots.
Throwing for East. But again, I feel like the movie will definitely come out at the beginning of 2025, which you said. Foul, looking like an elbow by Pilgrim. Hopefully, number 9 is okay.
Nope, he's fine.
He got up pretty quick. Never mind.
He dab up and move on. All right. So it'll be a spot kick from the 37 yards out for Nadareno, which is in range for him. Threatens to score from there, but Bragg able to come out of the net and retrieve it. Game stays tied 1-1. Second half action on the Fans Only Sports Network. High school boys soccer, Cranston East taking on Pilgrim. Now, Evan, we talked about a field trip earlier that I went on, or you mentioned it. Went to URI for the day. First field trip of my high school tenure, probably going to be the last. And they got some good things to offer, more than I thought after my tour.
Yeah, very nice campus.
But their sports media program was something I didn't even have any knowledge about. And they have like one of the most top of the line, state of the art facilities for it. I don't know what would you plan on majoring in if you were at URI?
I mean, first of all, before I say a major, I would definitely like to minor in something in that sports media type of field, as
You can minor in it, yeah.
it seems very much of interest to me. But if I was to pick a major, it would definitely be in financial business or financial accounting, as I'm planning.
You're planning to chase that bag, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Counting numbers is my thing, and it always has been pretty.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping I could make that a profession.
Ball in the corner for a throw-in for the Patriots. They get it cleanly into the hands now of the man with the knee cast or knee brace. And now up and over the head, easily retrieved by Christian Gomez. Now
Goal
Evan,
kick, punting it on the other side of the field.
Evan, if there's one thing I definitely want to work on as a broadcaster, it's variability. So how many? I know you're a big soccer guy. How many ways can I say score a goal without using the term back of the net? Seeing as I've managed to use it almost every single time, regardless of hockey or soccer or any sport that requires a net.
I mean, in soccer, you could be like one of those announcers screaming goal or golazo, to add more dramatic aspect to your commentating.
We'll see if I get a chance to try that. Natareno with the slide. And Shaw, I believe,
Kicking out of bounds.
sending it towards the seats.
I mean, looking at these chips now, Chaz, I feel like we almost killed them.
Well, you only packed like a lunch baggie, but how confident are you for the math test Thursday, which is what everyone really wants to know?
I mean, I got an 80 on the last one, and after
Same. Same.
talking to Miss Sullivan and studying, I feel like I'm pretty confident hopefully getting in that 80 to 80, not even the 80 to 90 range, I would say.
Substitutes coming on for Cranston East. Evan, have you been putting all the parts in your answers that you're supposed to?
I haven't been putting in the graphs. That's what she's been telling me, so I do need to work on that. But she said everything else was fine for me.
Takeaway for Cranston East. 1-on-1, the shot wide and a dive by Bragg, but goal kick coming up.
Don't understand why the goalkeeper was diving that far out if it was going to end up being a goal kick anyways.
Well, I guess it's going to be a corner kick, but...
Oh, that's why.
Must have gone off the hands of a Pilgrim player to begin with.
You mean the feet?
Yeah, off of the limbs.
All right.
And Christian Del
Corner kick. Header. Unfortunately not hitting
Too
the back
much power again, it seemed.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like a good opportunity for East there, though.
Looks like I'm leaving Christian Del Carmen's private store. This thing is useless to me.
That's pretty crazy. I don't know if we should be like talking about that
And it's
on
gone.
a public network. Maybe since we're on live.
Shout out to our
friends,
3
Christian
concurrent viewers right now. We appreciate you supporting the 2 concurrent viewers now. We appreciate you supporting the Fans Only Sports Network. You can watch all games broadcasted live or on demand, completely free to you. All Cranston East games available, Cranston West games available, as well as Peak Performance Hockey, among others, completely free and watchable on the Fans Only Sports Network, live and on demand.
Talking about that, is it possible that me and you are going to be together at most of those games?
There's a chance, You're making a good case for yourself with this camera work.
Other than that, well, one time when I flipped it up into the air, I mean, yeah.
A little cat on the controller incident.
Yeah, maybe Cairo was just like strutting around. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. So we got the spot kick, free kick coming up. 34 yards out as Natareno sends it.
Possibly a shot.
On target. Just barely too much for Gabe Leone to handle and redirect.
Oh, talking about Cairo, was that him on your new phone lock screen?
Yep, I got my cat on the lock screen, and then home screen we were working with Fenway Park. First widget, my cousins, that's the first one, and then takeaway and kicked out Cranston East, stopping the attack. Throw in for Pilgrim, not out of it yet. They throw it in and pass now. Another hard-fought defense rewarding the Bolts. And a whistle before the throw-in can get off. A whistle and change of possession, as well as a substitution. So we got then pretty nice setup.
Is that your acronym with just straight 20s spelling out your CTM?
Yep. So the first
You like that, Chaz?
we got the top 8 most technical kind of apps, you know. The ones that really matter. You got to have them. Picked those 8 because I want to have the one with the picture I like the most getting the most attention by me as the through pass intercepted by East,
Going out of
whistled out of
bounds.
bounds.
Possible goal kick.
And Evan, I'm going to need you to record some voice instructions for my ways after this game. I've been trying to build it up, but had a broken microphone. Now able to take phone calls and able to have people add to my ways.
So when you want to take a left, you want to hear my voice to say take a left?
I mean, you can choose whichever 1 or 2 or 3 you want to do or whatever. There's plenty of options to choose from. Game tied 1-1. Fans Only Sports Network presenting Rhode Island High School boys soccer. Charlie Adams on play-by-play, joined by Evan Morrell on everything else relating to the broadcast.
Putting in a lot of work, Chaz.
Yeah.
Definitely
Bounced
going
off the head and out of bounds. Possession switching sides off of Pete Thomas's head.
Talking about the winter season, I feel other than basketball, what other sports are coming up this winter season that we could be possibly together on?
You might see some wrestling coverage for high school sports. I'm not entirely sure, but I think there is at least a chance.
I mean, is it only basketball?
No, there's boys and girls basketball makes up a lot of time. They play twice a week, both of them. So you're getting at least one home game. You're getting a pretty much guaranteed 2 home games in a week. Sometimes you can even get like 4
3.
if you're unlucky. But other than that, yeah, you know, there's indoor track. We can't really do anything with that. Other sports, esports though, there might be some opportunities. Maybe not on the Fans Only Sports Network, but maybe broadcasted for Cranston East fans. Are you interested in any esports? I know Mario Kart has piqued the interest of many.
I'm not sure, as I'm pretty unsure about
A lot of things.
a lot of things, especially in esports, because as I would play Smash Bros. I don't know. I've been out the game for a while.
Well, you weren't very good when you were playing, so.
When we were playing, I was kind of beating you 99% of the time, Charlie. Until you went sore and started cheesing.
I don't recall.
I do, though.
Saved by Gomez as it went in close. Gomez keeping the game tied for the Thunderbolts. Do you have any idea of which driving instruction you would like to contribute to?
What did you say?
I said, you have any idea of which driving instruction you'd like to contribute to?
Possibly the stop at the red.
Oh, all right. I don't even know if that's one of them.
But hey, I'll add it, you know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Or I'll say, you may need to take this right. Nah, I'm joking. Might take a left. You know what I'm saying? Maybe to throw you off a little bit.
All right. I might have to delete that for safety reasons, for my own safety.
Well, you know I'm joking, Chaz.
Senior League baseball getting underway at the Stebbins Field across the bleachers, or across the football field from us. Baseball action in the background of our image. But in the forefront is boys soccer as Cranston East looks to take the lead.
I mean, with 21 minutes left in the second half, they still have plenty of time to make something happen. And I don't know what you're doing, Chaz. I don't know if that's a great position to be positioned in, as you're making some awkward faces.
I'm all right.
Maybe you should just pull up a chair.
Corner kick, up and over, out of bounds, behind the net. Hasn't been the sharpest night for these corner kicks. They got a goal off of it, though. Not because of them, really, but still. Hotly contested back and forth contest between two teams that would need this win to continue to build momentum and hope for a playoff run. Pilgrim off of back-to-back losses, and Cranston East also having their fair share of struggles. Be sure to tune in to the Fans Only Sports Network on Thursday for Cranston combined field hockey action. The Thunderbirds play at home against Classical following a 2-0 win tonight. And Cranston East hasn't won a game since September 15th against Westerly. It's just been a series of losses with one tie mixed in. Rough go about it, especially the City Cup loss. Even though that one was a really exciting game that you can read about in the Cranston Herald.
Written by Charlie Adams.
Yep. Can plug my stuff all the time.
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, Chaz, what if me and you went to URI? Would you be interested in rooming together?
Maybe. It depends who else is up for grabs. There's.
That's
Are you
understandable.
Are you a clean man, or like you
I
keep your
mean,
room nice and?
Do you think I'm from the Bronx?
I don't know. What that's
Do you
gotta
think
be something.
I'm dirty, as Ice Spice says?
But I don't know, Evan. But
I mean, every day I come to school pretty presentable.
I'll probably won't have to worry about leaving the room for you, so might be able to work out.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chaz.
Yeah, all right, pal. All right, pal.
I'll never make you leave the dorm unless there was like
Hey, yo, what the?
something actually happened,
Hey,
like
yo.
very important, like an argument or something.
Hey, oh, what the? All right. Ball out of bounds. Possession in the favor of Pilgrim. Looks to be a throw-in. Cranston East boys soccer is brought to you by Precision Home Lending. Go to them for all your home lending needs. Whistle.
Offsides, I believe.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it from up here. Oh, Evan, I don't know if I've asked you this before, but from doing all these hockey games, what do you think about the empty net rule in soccer? I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but
I don't think we
pulling
ever
your
have
goal-
it talked
pulling
about
your
this.
goaltender or goalkeeper for an extra attacker when
Oh,
trailing.
I've seen that in hockey, but
Well,
in
yeah.
soccer,
In
never.
soccer, it could work. I don't think it's a rule that's allowed in soccer.
Um,
I mean, I guess you could just make your goalie play offense, but it's not really the same thing.
I don't know if that's the greatest idea, seeing how wide the net is and how good players can just punt the ball into the net if it's just wide open. But I would be open to the idea if it just could work in the pros.
Hey, I mean, sometimes you need to experiment in the lower levels, and sometimes it wouldn't translate to the pros as well. I don't know. Some dominating offenses that rely heavily on goalkeepers to run their offense, it might work well.
I mean, we see it in hockey all the time when trailing down by a point or two. So I wonder how that would translate into soccer.
Under 16 minutes to go in the second and final half. Game still tied 1-1 as Pilgrim unable to chase that ball down. Cranston East looking for their first tie or win in 4 games. It's been 4 straight losses for
Very
the Thunderbolts.
concerning for the Thunderbolts, I would say.
Yeah, you could. 3-3-2 prior to the 4-game losing stretch. Now sitting 3-7. iPhone definitely holds a charge better than my old one. I mean,
Hey, new battery means new you. You know what I'm saying, Chaz?
it's also way bigger than I would have expected. Uh, Cranston East, 15 minutes left to get ahead in this one. Back and forth action on the Fans Only Sports Network. Cranston East tied 1-1 with the Pilgrim Patriots. Charlie Adams on play-by-play, joined by Evan Morrell in the booth, working the camera, working the analyst duties, and being a statistician with his generous save total.
I would have counted that goal if it wasn't an own goal by Pilgrim, but hey.
I mean, the credit got to go to someone. I don't know if you could spot who the closest person was to it.
And that doesn't always have to be the case, though, Chaz.
Oh, interesting.
If it's known as an
Last
old goal,
touch.
then I mean the last touch was the one who kicked the corner, and well, can't just count that as a goal if it comes off off another opposing player.
What percentage is your phone at now, Evan?
It's at 40%.
Well, that's not bad. Pretty
Hey, it'll
fast.
get me throughout the night, get me
No
home.
way.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, it might get you there. I think I got a nice pot of soup waiting at home.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
I would have had some Chipotle, but hey, finished it here and now, so.
Yeah, we'll see. Might have to heat up some leftovers instead.
What's the leftovers looking like, Charlie Adams?
Well, straight from my place of work, my other place of work, Lou Umberto's, I got 3 chicken parm calzones.
That sounds
are in
very
the house.
enticing.
And a slice, but I don't know what. No, it's not my kind of slice. Player goes down.
Player going
Whistle.
down.
Oh, he's right back to his feet. Wow.
Oh, wow. He's a tough guy.
It's almost like he didn't get really touched the first time. Nice. Big difference between the girls and boys teams are one team seems to be able to avoid flopping, but boys teams seem to have mastered the art.
Pass to the middle.
Some complaints about the refereeing from the seats.
Appearing to be Pilgrim fans as they're complaining.
Taking a touch and now outside of the box.
Is the
Bragg
keeper on the
kicking
30-yard
it
line.
Out of bounds, throw in. Bragg still working to get back into position. Ball out of bounds again. Back-to-back throw-ins for Cranston East. Curtis Horace throwing it in and getting it up the field. Now out of bounds. Cranston East sticking with possession. Throw in again. This time a long one, bringing Bragg out of net for the save.
With 12 minutes on the clock, something really just has to happen.
Now, Evan, if I do go through with getting a bumper sticker for my car, do I put CTM or CTC?
I would definitely put CTC. It is Chaz the car.
Check your airdrop over there, Evan.
I have it turned off at the moment.
Try to send something.
I think you should send it through me to iMessage.
You're missing the point, but Pilgrim with a chance. Now a header clears it out of the way for Cranston East. Both teams trying to work quickly with time running out in the second half. Tie game 1-1 on the Fans Only Sports Network. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at FOSN. And visit our website, fansonlysports.com. Dribbling towards the box, shot deflected off of a player, rolling out near the corner, but it'll be a throw-in for Pilgrim. Let's move the camera to the right, man.
My apologies. Shot. Not even. Way on the other side of the field.
Again, when the clock strikes 2 minutes, we'll stop the clock here and time will be kept on the field.
Great pass.
Getting my new phone, I wasn't able to do a real data transfer, so I've lost a good amount of my contacts, but we'll recover. I even lost my mom's. I don't even know how. What is that? Oh, quick note.
Free kick.
Rolled out by Bragg, back into the possession of Cranston East. Now taken back by Pilgrim. Bruh. It's not.
Why do they always kick it by them? All the time on the side.
What the?
Throw in.
Morales with it for the Thunderbolts. Getting it to Natareno.
Great tackle.
Now the through ball, but
The
looks
keeper
like
is there
Bragg
to
is there
take
to
it.
beat it to it. What I've been trying to show you, Evan, is first of all, I need more. I need less pages, but
Just the phone. Is that your new acronym for every
it ain't
object
new,
or
but
thing
yep.
that you own at this point? CTP 43 is something I've never heard of before.
Kicked into the seats and thrown back in. Natareno bounces it towards Morales. Natareno back with it. High up towards the left wing, now taken away. Pilgrim passing up now down the left sideline for Pilgrim. Still in possession, double teamed and kicked out of bounds off of the corner pole. So corner kick, actually throw in. As save for Gomez. Christian Gomez, the senior goalkeeper, played on offense prior to this year, while David White handled most of the goalkeeping. Bragg able to run down the loose ball, get it up out of bounds. Gets it to Curtis Horace. Horace passing to Morales, who passes right back. Takeaway for Pilgrim. Nearly 5 minutes to go in this contest, and Gabe Leone goes down after the ball gets hit straight off of his shin. Now up, but should be able to continue. Now running off the contact. Tied up, no whistle. Pilgrim keeps possession. Evan, I'm trying to use my new goal call that you taught me, man.
But there's been no opportunity yet, Chaz. With 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. I don't know. I think there's a little scuffle going on.
Definitely pushing and shoving. Referee getting involved, separating.
Possibly a yellow card in
I don't
play.
know.
I don't know. My voice just cracked there, so who knows? Maybe it might happen.
We'll see. Not what you want to see between high school athletes. Doesn't seem like any disciplinary action taken by the referees, but goal kick for Gomez, who's urging his team up the field, I believe. Before booting it past midfield all the way up, 55 yards out where it rolls out of bounds. Cranston East keeping possession.
Quick question, Chaz. Have you got any updates on the girls volleyball team and how they've been playing?
Well, I think you could get an update as long as you went on to the Fans Only Sports Network YouTube page and started viewing the live stream.
See, I cannot do that while I'm on working here, but
I'm pretty sure
both
you
of
just
us are
don't need
working
audio,
well.
but Horace with a chance.
Cross.
Tripped up inside, taken away by Pilgrim. Pilgrim getting it out of the box now on their own run, keeping possession as Shaw tried to take it away.
Going out of
Runs
bounds,
it
though.
out of bounds, throwing for Thunderbolts. Natareno
3 minutes
throwing
left.
downfield. And a sharp
Dang. that
shot
hurt.
off of Horace,
Uh,
who goes down. Might have hit him in the stomach or something.
might have hit him might have just hurt, if all honesty. Damn, that shit looked like it hurt. Apologize for the language, but Jesus.
Big takeaway for big number 21. Action continuing as out of the net, Gomez with the light touch out of bounds. Lucky that didn't stay in any longer. Wasn't a sure thing by any means. Looks like girls volleyball is down 2-0 and losing the third set currently.
By how much?
It's 6-2. But
That's not that bad. But what did they lose the previous 2 sets by?
I don't know. Under 2 minutes. We're just going to let our clock run out here so you have somewhat of an idea of how much time's left. Bounce and Gomez able to read the hops.
Read the ops is a unique term for that, Chaz. I mean,
Read the hop? Hop?
the op?
Hop? H-O-P?
Oh, I thought you were talking about opposition.
Yeah.
That was a new term for you.
You're my op. Shaw clearing it out. Flipping the field for the Thunderbolts. Now a chance. Too hard of a touch. Rolls out. Goal kick for Pilgrim. Well, it looks like Cranston East lost both first sets 25-15.
Ooh, by double digits. I don't know. It's very questionable, Charlie, in my opinion.
Ball whistled. And possession towards
Going
the
to
Thunderbolts.
East.
Crowd coming alive. With under 2 minutes to go. Time
Gabe
kept on
Leon
the field.
with the dribble over there.
And a takeaway again. Pilgrim stealing it, now coming down the field. Kick over behind the net.
Is this looking like a tie for this game, or will something happen, Charlie?
The Thunderbolts will definitely be satisfied with a tie, as the whistle following the goal kick confirms it. Game, set, match, 1-1. Tie game as Cranston East squeaks out with a tie against Pilgrim, who scored on themselves to tie the game. So Cranston East never scoring really, but finishing in a tie. Evan, what did you think?
It really was like a bunch of nothing in the second half. I mean, it was just going back and forth. There were some chances, but both teams just never converted.
Yeah, it was definitely not the game that Cranston East wanted to come out and show off with. Not the top tier opponents that they faced. These are the games they need to take advantage of. They squeak by with a tie, but none of their players are the reason why, really. Start a game for Cranston East, definitely Christian Gomez to keep it at 1. How many saves did Gomez have when it's all said and done? Statistician Evan, cameraman Evan, analyst Evan.
That's a lot of titles, but I counted 12 in
So-
that matchup.
12 saves according to Evan. Put that Z-score it up. It's probably about 10 saves if we're being real. 10 saves
Z-score it.
for Christian Gomez, keeping Cranston East tied as Pilgrim scores an own goal. 1-1 is your final draw at Cranston Stadium. Please join us again when me and Evan are back on the call this Friday for Shea taking on Cranston East football. On behalf of myself and my broadcast partner Evan, have a great rest of your night.